Hello everyone, today we are going to be drawing some snakes. Alright, let's begin. So you want to have your paper vertical because we want to try to fill up the page. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lightly draw in our tree because our snake is going to be wrapped around our tree. So you want to try to draw a vertical line down and then another one next to that. Now I'm not drawing super dark because I want to be able to erase later because our snake is going to be wrapped around our tree. So I'm going to start on this side of the left side of my paper, and I'm going to start off by drawing the head of my snake, which is kind of like an oval. From here, I'm just going to start on one side of my open end, and I'm going to come across and then curve down and touch the tree. Alright, now I'm not going to cut back across the tree yet. Alright, so I'm going to take this other side and do the same thing. Alright, it's going to be like our snake is wrapped around. So I'm going to pretend that this line kind of cuts back around, but I'm not going to draw anything because it's behind the tree. Then I'm going to start on this side, come around, and come back around. So it's kind of like an S shape. Alright, now I'm going to go back over here, pretend that it kind of goes through, start again, and stop. So you're kind of making this S shape. See, it goes in front of the tree, and it stops, and it's behind the tree, and then it comes back around the tree, and now it's going back behind. So we're going to pretend that it's behind there, and then we're going to cut back around. We're going to go one more time. So we're going to go take this line, pretend it's behind the tree, coming around, and then we're going to do it one more time. So come around, and then we're going to draw the tail. So pretend that it's going behind, and then now you don't have to wrap it so many times. You could wrap it like twice. You could keep your wraps really close together if you wanted to. That's up to you. So I'm going to go back to the head of my snake, and I'm actually going to make the number 6 for the eyes. I'm going to do that on the other side too, so backward 6. Then I'm going to add the little nostril holes, and you can add the little mouth. Now these lines that are cutting through our snake, we're going to erase. So we don't want the tree to look like it's cutting into our snake. We want the snake to look like it's wrapped around. So these ones we'll keep. The ones that are going through, we'll erase. Now that we have our snake all erased, now we're going to add some pattern to our snake. You could do polka dots. I'm going to do zigzag. I'm going to do this all the way around. When I hit the tree, I'm going to stop, and then I would start again on the other side. Till the end. Next, I'm going to add in some of the background. So our snake is in the trees, so we're going to add some leaves around. So kind of like these weird teardrop shapes, so you can add your leaves. Now, if you can't make that shape, you can just do a circle shape. Alright, now that I have my snake drawn, I'm going to go ahead and outline it. I'm actually going to outline it in black crayon. But you could do a marker. Next, I'm going to do some coloring, and I'm also going to be painting. So next I'm going to color some, and then I'm also going to paint some. So some of it I'm going to add some color to, and then I'm going to add watercolor on top. Now if you don't have watercolor, that's fine. You can use crayon or marker or even color pencil. I just think the crayon and the watercolor kind of add a different contrast from each other. So I think I'm going to start off with his triangles, and I'm going to make them purple. So if you are using the crayon and the watercolor, I would suggest pressing hard with your crayon when you're coloring, so that when you paint it, it won't go through the crayon. If you leave it nice and light, your watercolor is going to kind of pool up on your crayon, meaning like it creates like a little puddle. Now I'm going to color his eyes. I'm just going to do black. And I'm going to also kind of outline my leaves. And I'm not going to just do all green leaves. I'm just going to add a little bit of color on here. Maybe some purple leaves. Oh, we did purple. Orange leaves. We're in the jungle, so you know all the leaves are kind of different color. Now if you were coloring, just coloring, I would color in everything. This is only if you're doing like watercolor. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of I'm gonna color my tree. So I'm gonna color my tree brown. Okay, now that I have everything colored, I'm going to start painting in a moment. All right, I have my brush, I have my paint, and my water, a little cup of water, and I'm going to be using watercolor, so just make sure you have a brush with a lot of bristles on it instead of a super tiny one, because it's going to help you keep the water in your brush so that helps the paint. So I'm going to dip my brush into the water. I'm going to decide what I want to do with my snake, and I think I want to make him red. So I'm gonna go back into the red, and I'm gonna just carefully go over my crayon, trying to stay in my lines, and color my snake. Now when I'm coloring or painting my snake, I can go right over that purple because I pressed hard with it. So, try not to go outside your lines, but you know, it happens. And when you feel like your brush is getting too dry, you grab some more paint, grab some more water, and go to the next spot. All right, now I'm going to paint my leaves. So I'm gonna use the same colors I used for the leaves. So this one's gonna be green. I just love the way the green crayon kind of pops through the watercolor. Kind of a fun way to paint. Here's orange. And next we have this reddish purple. Oh no, that's blue. Well, we're gonna make it purple. Not exactly the color I wanted, but it's okay. Let's try that again. I didn't really read the colors very well, did I? Alright, there you go. There's that red purple. That's alright. Still looks kind of cool. Alright, now we're gonna wash off my brush some. And then I'm going to, oh, I forgot this one. Then I'm going to paint my background. And just be careful when you paint your background when you have wet things next to it. It does bleed, and what I mean by that, it might bleed in with the other color, blend into the other color. So I'm going to take my time, try to just go up to the crayon. Make sure I don't have too much water on my brush. That also helps it from bleeding. Alright. Make sure that when you're done painting, if you paint, that you let this fully dry before you close your notebook, or else it's going to stick together. Pick that up. It's going in there. Alright. So there you go. There's our snake.